So I'm starting to get ready to go. I'm making breakfast. This is a really beautiful spot, but I'm not gonna stick around today. I'm gonna push on. Last night around 4:30 this morning, something kept on splashing. It sounded like a boulder was being thrown into the river out here. I almost thought a turtle was practicing for its diving competition for the Olympics. It was a big splash, boosh, sounded like a boulder was being thrown into the river. It happened, I want to say 5 or 6 times. I was already awake at that point, so I did go back to sleep. I just woke up again, but I had been awake for a little while at that point, and it sounded like something. It basically sounded like somebody was throwing boulders into the river. Whoosh, splash. But I think it was a turtle. I don't know what the turtle was doing or why it was jumping in and out of the river, but I'm pretty sure it was a turtle. So when I was at Walmart yesterday, I picked up 15-foot cable, pretty thick. It should do to secure my boat, so that I can use it when I go into town. I'll be able to wrap this around a tree and then around the seats in my boat, and the boat will be there. I suppose somebody could come along with a cutter and cut the cable, but that's a pretty heavy duty cable. You need a pretty solid bolt cutter to get through that. And I got a lock to go with it. So, yep. Got almost all my gear packed up. My bags are all securely tied. There's two ways out. There's this stream right here. It's slow moving. I'm not gonna go down there. I'm gonna go out to the main channel and follow that. In about 8.5 miles, I get to the Long Island boat ramp, where I'll be stopping for a break. The section about a mile downriver of the Long Island boat ramp is made up of dozens of tiny islands. I have no idea if it's passable or not. There's actually a breakaway stream before that goes around this huge island, but that's probably like this, barely passable. I'm gonna stay on the main channel. It's Saturday. I'm hopeful that there will be some people on the river, and I'll be able to ask for advice on getting past the islands, because it looks like it could be Nightmare Central, heavy rapids. I have no idea, but I'm going to hopefully I'll see some people. I'll get some advice for getting past that section. If not, I will, everything's strapped to the canoe, and I will simply go for it, and if I wind up in the water, I will wind up in the water. I will be putting in this hard plastic case, it's where I keep my Kindle, and I clip it to the boat, so it's not going to get away from me. I have 50-foot long orange rope, 50-foot long rope on both the front and the rear. So hopefully if I do come out, I'll have rope I'll be able to grab onto, and I'll be able to stay with the canoe. I've got everything else tied down tightly, except for my paddle, but I'll be tying my paddle to the 50-foot rope in the back before I go into the rapid section, so that if I go out, I won't lose it. And I'll have these water shoes that I got at Walmart. They're pretty cheap, they're pretty trash, but I'll keep them on my feet, and that way I won't lose them. Hopefully I can get a little water before hitting the road, or hitting the river. This is where I tented last night. Cleaned up the area. There's footprints, but that's all I leave behind. No trash. Yes, footprints. Spent the night there. These people just showed up, but I could have camped there last night. That would have been fun. What a nice spot. Huh. Alright, good thing I stopped and asked. They said once I get to past Long Island, if I bear to the left, it should be fairly easy. There are some class 3 rapids to face, but I should be able to get through fine. And if I go into the water, I go into the water. No big deal. I can swim, and I get this life jacket. So. Oh darn, there was a rodent of some sort swimming in the water, but by the time I got my camera turned on, it was gone. I don't know what it was. Looks like I got some rapids coming up. At least some rocks. But I'm gonna look. Guys said to bear left. I'm gonna stay on the left side of the river all day today. I gotta admit though, it's beautiful and peaceful. And I'm getting exercise without further injuring my ankle. Really wish I had some sort of action camera I could mount on the side of my canoe. Any suggestions for a cheap, reliable, waterproof action camera would be greatly appreciated. Looks like we're coming up on some rapids. That guy I asked said to bear left, so I'm going to bear left at every rapids I come to. Seems pretty loud. I'm going to put my phone into my case. Maybe overkill, but I'm going to do it anyway. Definitely was overkill. I would have been fine with my phone just in my hook to my vest like I normally keep it, but I'll get to notice this as I go. I'll get more confident. Right now I'm kind of beached on this little bit of land where the river threw me after I came down off the thing, but I'm in the shade, so I'm going to stop here for a minute and just rest. I'm not going to get out, even though I probably could. I'm just going to relax for a minute. I hit a rock during some high-speed water, and I went over, but I didn't lose anything, thank God. One of my shoes ended up floating in the drink, but once I got back in my canoe, I was able to find it. So I do have to some water at some point. If I can find some place to pull out, I'll do that and dump some water out. But oops, that's gonna hit that rock. Nope, didn't hit it. That's good. Gotta keep pedaling though. There's a lot of rocks in this section of the river. Thankfully, this canoe is pretty heavy duty. The rocks aren't gonna hurt it. Too bad it's only noon. That looks like a great place to stop for the night. I know, clearly it's somebody's camp. But if there's nobody there, it would make a great place to camp. But it's only noon. I'm not stopping this early in the day. Especially when it's probably somebody's property. Definitely somebody's private property. Anyway, I'm going to keep paddling. But isn't that pretty? Pulled out on a sandbar island, unloaded my boat, dumped out all the water that I had accumulated going over some rapids. Looks like I might have another patch of rapids coming up. There's a lot of rock anyway. And I talked to the guy from the boat landing. He told me about how to get past this upcoming area that I was stressed about. So that's good. Looks like I'm heading into the thing I gotta turn. Get myself going straight again. So this is Long Island right here. It's 1 o'clock. That looks like a fantastic spot right there to camp. But I'm not camping. I've got another 6-7 hours I can go. But this Long Island, I'll show it to you. It's a big island, like huge, like almost its own landmass, except it's technically an island. But correction, that's not Long Island. Long Island is the next one. This is just a little tiny one. Relatively speaking, of course. There's another We're over there. Kayaker looks like he might be assisting. So I went into the water more than once. And my boat is full of water. Ooh. And the ground here is muddy. Some of it's firm, some of it's slippery. But the boat is completely full of water. I need to get it out, flip it over and dump it. Probably have 80 gallons of water in there. Alright. One piece at a time up the hill, and then pull it up and dump it out. Well, I eventually managed to bail out my boat. It's empty. I'm reloading it now. So hopefully I won't refill it with water again today. I've already had to empty out twice. That's not a good day for me, but whatever. There's a fisherman up the river about a quarter mile that said the owner of this boat ramp is a really nice guy named Kevin, who might let me camp on his property. But there's 2 cars here and no people. So I have nobody to ask. So do I sit down for an hour and hope somebody comes and I can ask? If they say no, I'm fucked. I mean, I guess I can go across there. I don't really see any good spots. It's pretty steep over there. I went 13 miles today. I would have gone a lot further if I hadn't had to bail out my canoe a couple times. But I'm pretty exhausted from today, so hopefully I can camp here. I don't want to go any further. Oh, my back hurts. Well, despite the somewhat sketchy nature of 2 cars being parked here, I decided to stay them the night. When the owners of the cars get out, come back, I will pop out, tell them what I'm doing, promise to leave there first on, and hopefully get a good night's sleep without getting woken up by some guy with a shotgun or up the police. I walked up to the road looking for a house so I can ask permission to camp here, but all there is a locked gate and no houses that I could see. So, wish the cars weren't here, because somebody just making dinner. I've got black bean and lime soup. The truck does not belong to the owner, just somebody else that he gave permission to fish, to launch a boat from here. So I still don't have permission to camp here, but I'm doing it anyway. Hold my canoe right up so it wouldn't be in the way of people launching boats or picking up boats. These guys had a powered something or other. They're like, there's a nice place you can camp legally just down the road or just down the river a little ways. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm done. I hope to God I don't wake up to some pissed off redneck with a shotgun. But when these guys get back, when these 2 guys get back, I'll get up and tell them more. I would have gotten disturbed by fishermen. So I guess it's a good thing I stayed here. And I'll just hopefully I don't get disturbed or arrested. Although to be fair, there aren't any no trespassing signs down here. You have to go up to the road to see no trespassing sign. So my arms are really tired. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're falling off. Hopefully nobody bothers me. I'll get up and go early in the morning. But I'm probably going to try to find someplace else to camp. Maybe do, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles tomorrow and then call it quits rather than going all day. My arms feel like they're about to fall off. So, although we'll see how I feel in the morning. Maybe I'll feel great and I'll just push on. But we'll see. Oh, I saw something on my nose. Weird. Okay. Well, anyway.